healthy foot that you're going to notice it should scream frog. Okay, the frog is the absolute brain center of your horse's foot. When you think about it, horses when they first became horses, back when they were this tall, running around through the jungle or whatever was out here, and our environment started to change, they had those 3 toes. They were running around like a dog with pads on the end, okay? And as their environment changed, their diet changed, things got drier, and they grew this wonderful outer covering out here, the hoof wall, to protect that inner structure. That inner structure is still there. It's just one big toe, one big dog pad. So if you think about that, like your dog's dog pad, when he runs around, if he doesn't spend a lot of time on pavement, and you all of a sudden take him for a walk in the city, he's going to be like, ooh, yeah, this is tough. Or you ripping your shoes off right now running across the driveway. So it's all a matter of conditioning. But this frog is where you're going to be able to tell what's going on in that foot. One, you're going to be able to tell how much balance it's got, how much digital cushioning as far as strength of your horse's inner foot. Because up above this, I've got Justin over here. You guys aren't squeamish. He's not scary. I bring him to the middle school. Hi, you're going to like this part. Your eyes are going to bug out of your head. I have a lovely gift here. One of my clients, the horse did not die because of foot problem. Justin here was a warm blood that I was working on. A girl came to me dead lame. He's 18. She says, you're my last hope. Because at this point I'm ready to put him down. He was a lovely dressage mount. Great mom, had a great environment. His diet needed a little tweaking, but he'd been in shoes pretty much his whole life, from the time he was 3 or 4 years old on up. So when you think about it, a horse doesn't mature until they're 5, 7, sometimes 10, depending on the breed, the age of how he's developing. So if he had a shoe slapped on at the age of 3 or 4, that coffin bone was already told, guess what? You got to fight this metal thing to grow. And so he had some pretty bad flares, some very sore tenderness. He's got, he'd been diagnosed with cysts in his coffin bones, and he'd already had some pedal osteitis going on. So he had some issues, and I was like, well, we're going to do what we can to get him back to his natural state, get the circulation going again, get his diet changed, pull the sugar out. There's a ton of sugar and a lot of processed horse feeds. Nothing drives me crazier, and if you're using them, I'm sorry. Those wonderful little stall treats that hang. So many of them are full of sugar. I mean, it's just like I said, the teenager locked in his room with a bucket full of lollipops. I mean, that's basically what's going on. But where that sugar goes is right down into the feet, just like a diabetic person. It ends up getting processed through here. And so we had to pull the sugar out of his diet to help his lamina. If you look at your hoof wall, lamina looks kind of like this on a microscope. And you've got, but it links together. And your horse produces enzymes that as the hoof grows, it'll break down and reconnect, and break down and reconnect, and break down and reconnect as that hoof wall grows out. They grow it out from top to bottom. I can do it in about 7 months on a horse with good diet and turn out 24/7. We can go top to bottom on a new hoof capsule. So if they've got an issue in this hoof wall, we can grow it out. Oh, thank you. Yeah, close a lid. Justin doesn't need to be running around getting buried. So when you pull the sugar out, you help this lamina get the tools it needs. This is why diet's so darn important, to grow it out. So he was on a very high alfalfa diet, which for some horses works. For this guy, because he had a little cold blood mixed into him, was not helping him. So we tweaked his diet, got him out in a run-in situation instead of just being able to go out 8 hours a day. He was out 24/7. And within about 3-4 months, he was doing way better. We had him in boots. She started getting him conditioned again. By the next fall, she was back in competition, doing beautifully, very happy, very fluid. This is a big guy. This is actually a tiny foot for a horse that's almost 18 hands tall. He was big. But I will pass him around because when you open it up and look at it, look at the inside, you can see all the connective tissue around the coffin bone and the So he was doing fantastic. She was absolutely thrilled.